Yo, yo, what is up, everybody? Let's let this rip. I'm excited about this. Super excited about this. We have an incredible case study that just got even better, as a matter of fact. One of our Science of Flipping members has gotten 2 deals as of this morning, specifically using our technology and the AI that we use, that we teach our members. But as of roughly 15 minutes ago, she just called me. She just got a third deal. A third deal. So I am super excited about this. This is going to be an incredible training. I know she was just getting on Zoom as I am getting on Zoom. So for all of you that are struggling to find deals, that is why we do these case studies every so often. That is why we wanted to show you what is really working today. And, John Otis is doing really, really well on Rocketly as well. And Jennifer is surprising us with a third deal. So one of the things, Gary Coit, what is up? Again, if you are watching us live on Facebook, just say what's up. Show some love to the post as it helps people get notified that we are doing this very live training. This is a case study just about what is really working in our community, what's happening in the science of flipping, what's working, what's not working, how people are getting deals. And so hopefully this is important. I would take some notes. We're going to try to keep this to about 30 minutes so you don't have to worry too much about missing dinner or missing date night. We're going to try to keep this relatively short here. Well, while we are waiting, why don't you guys ask some questions? What's going on? Joan Otis. I would like to know, Beth Marino, I would like to know how she's finding her deals. I need help with constant deal flow. So that's, Beth, what we're going to go is like, there she is. Well, Beth, guess what? You're going to be able to get this answer. We got our girl. She's here. Listen, I will tell you guys just as a side note, you're supposed to have a real estate license in Oklahoma City too. And I still to this day wholesale in Oklahoma City and Oklahoma and Tulsa. So I leave it to you guys all at this, okay? It is your judgment call. You guys are all adults. You can do what you believe to be the right thing and what is lawful. I will pose this question. When you drive your car, how often are you going the exact speed limit? I mean, I'll keep waiting for the answer because that's a real law, by the way. The speed limit law is like a real state government law, not a law from the board of realtors, which is, I don't actually know what. So I'll leave you guys that little thought. Now we have our girl, the State of the Union's here, the hostess with the mostest, Jennifer Jones. What's happening, lady?
Oh, hey, everybody. Sorry about, I'm not a techie, so this is going to hopefully resonate with some people out there
Like
that
me, like
that's
me.
terrible at tech stuff, but I'm here. So
I
I'll,
so I appreciate it, and because you are a part of the community. I'm terrible with it. If it is not for Leia or Chris or people that can just say, Justin, let me walk you through these things, I wouldn't know how to do it either. So you're all good. I totally get it. Not a problem here. I wanted to see if there was any last quick questions. Um, John Otis answered that. Okay, cool. So let's jump in just because we're a little bit behind schedule here. And I want to try to keep it to 7:30, 7:40 latest so people can go. You have done a fantastic job since the beginning of this year. You now have 3 deals, is the exciting news, that you have contracted. And how many of those 3 have you sold?
so none officially yet, but I
Okay.
have two in escrow
And
that are
one.
closing here shortly. We have buyers contracted. We're in escrow. So we dispoed it. A buyer picked it up.
Yep.
We're
So
just
so by
waiting.
the way, Jen, when I mean sold, I mean that, meaning you
Okay,
have a
good.
buyer, earnest money's in,
Yes,
escrow's ready. So you sold 2 of the 3 and you just locked up a third.
I did. I just
I,
locked in the third.
so listen, for all you guys out there, and I'd love to see if this is true for anyone else. Jen, just like yours truly, myself, was struggling to start. Like it didn't just all of a sudden, she just didn't come into coaching and come into the community and all of a sudden light the world on fire and she all of a sudden has 3 deals. she was kind of fighting uphill and was trying things and it wasn't working. And by the way, it took me 9 months to get one deal. So this is not a knock on Jen by any stretch because it has not even been close to 9 months. But I say this to just say, she started to find something within Rocketly that started to work for her. And I want you to share your screen and kind of show what has happened since you got Rocketly. Obviously, you're part of our community, which is incredible, and in all the members. But even Beth was saying, how the hell did she even find the sellers? Right. And that is our industry's biggest challenge. Period. End of story. It is finding sellers, and finding sellers willing to take a number that we can offer. So I will give this back to you. Talk to us about these 3 deals now, 2 of which you've already found the buyer and sold. But I'm so proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. You kept your head in the game. Let's talk about these deals, and then if you even want to just show your screen of how the whole thing works, that would be great.
Sure. I might fumble because I have not shared my screen on a Zoom before, but I'm sure we can fumble together. Yeah, so basically I've had Rocketly for maybe really going for about 5 weeks. And I messed up a lot. I've written, I don't know, maybe 15 offers. I had 6 acceptance. I tried to dispo 5 of them that went nowhere. But what you told me, what you guys taught me is you have to go out there and make tons of mistakes, and then eventually you're going to get it. And that's what I did. I really made every mistake possible just by contracting and podunk here and not understanding that, oh, wait, no one knows where that is. I didn't know where it was. So if I don't know where it is, probably no one's going to buy there either. But it was good practice. And I finally got something to hit after the mistake. So I guess the moral of the story is you just have to keep trying and then it will eventually work out.
I just really want to echo that because there's so many people probably on this Zoom, on this Facebook that want to quit. They're frustrated, they're not getting anywhere, but they also don't have a system and a process. And I would challenge all of you who don't to find a way to get Rocketly, right? I mean, what you're going to see today will show you where to even, go get a demo of this. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a process and you're trying to wonder how to find seller leads and you tried cold calling or you hired one VA and all the other little things that you might see on YouTube, that's not a process. What Jen followed was a process. Now, to your point, you fucked it up along the way, and that's okay, because that's really what it's about. I would rather a Jen Jones than someone who just doesn't do anything, right? Makes one random offer, it gets rejected, and they get scared and quit. So you really need to be proud of yourself for doing what you did, keeping your head in the game, knowing that it was going to work. Maybe not exactly when you wanted it to, but knowing it was going to. And here we are today. So let's talk about the
Well,
deals.
So what's cool about Rocketly is they kind of have this CRM completely built in for you. So even someone like myself that is not a CRM person, and by the way, I have no team. It's just me. I work from home. It's just me plugging away on a phone, talking to sellers on my computer. And Rocketly actually kind of, oh, I talked to them. Cool. Oh, I need to follow up with them. You click a button. Oh, I should make an offer. I click a button. And then I have them all in these like categories and then offer made. And then you click it over, offer accepted. And don't get me wrong, I probably have not looked at my Rocketly in a week, so it probably needs a little bit of cleanup. Like sometimes people's homes get a little dirty, so does my Rocketly gets a little dirty. But the point is, it's so intuitive that it's really, really user friendly.
Yeah. And so do you mind trying to share your screen? There's a
Sure,
big
let's
green
give it
button at the
let's give it a
bottom.
go. So there
At
must
the
be like
at the
a button.
bottom, it should say share screen, big green.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
There you go. And then it'll let you choose what you're going to share.
My desktop,
There
right?
you go.
Yeah, cool.
And Beth Moreno says, yes, it's just her too. She's the only one. So
Oh, I
you're very
completely
relatable,
relate to
Jen
you,
Jones.
girl. Completely. All right. So let's pull something up.
And a big shout out to a lot of our team members out there that I know you've been working with. John Kirk is a massive, massive, massive help to the community. John Otis, I know you've been working with him as well for a lot of help. Dakotas. And so, as much as a process and systems and tool can help, having the people around you, the community around you really does make a massive difference. And so big shout out to all those people. Talk to me about maybe the first one that got contracted. What was the story with the seller? How did it all come about? Did you call them? Did you let the AI bot start auto communicating with them? What was going on there?
Yeah. So I actually bought the bot
Okay.
because I feel like my own personal touch is a little bit, what everyone's missing in today's busy world.
100%.
Um,
If you're a good salesperson, you need to be right on the phone with that seller. There's no doubt.
so I basically text them immediately, and I always say, "Hey, it's Jen from Buyers at Homes for Cash. I want to offer you an offer, but first, I want to talk to you so I can better understand your goals." And that's it. I copy and paste that message throughout almost every person I talk to. Um, I might, and then if they start talking to me, depending what state I'm in, maybe I'll say sir or ma'am, or maybe I'll keep it more like hey, more of a lighter note. But I noticed that I do a lot of business in the South. So there's a lot more, manners that go along.
Formality. It's not
Yeah,
quite as West Coast
it
whoop
is
whoop.
not.
No, it is much
And
more formal. I agree
much
with you
more formal.
100%. And so, yeah, there's no doubt. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the West Coast in San Francisco. We're all like, yeah, cool, bro. You know what I mean? But no, that doesn't work out in the South. So I reached out to the seller. They basically, I said, do you prefer afternoon or evenings? That's just because I'm on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast, and everyone's on the East Coast. And not every time can I call someone at 5 a.m. So they tell me when. I immediately call them back, and then I go through the sales process that John Kirk taught me,
how
which is
funny is that he just popped in right as you said his name? That's wild.
and it basically keeps people on the phone for 20 minutes. It's true that in the beginning, I was not able to make the offer on the first call, that I needed time to work up the courage. Now, 5 weeks into this, I'm able to make the offer on the call, but I was not able to do that 5 weeks ago.
I love that. And it's because of the sales training John's helping with, and we have every single week, and that's giving you more of the confidence to understand it, correct?
Oh, 100%, because you
Yeah.
have to be able to, because it's also true that I don't necessarily comp anything until I get the seller on the phone.
Right?
And
As
I'm
you
gonna
should.
and because that's a waste of time. I could spend hours comping something and then someone never calls me or picks up the phone. That is wasted time. And I learned that very early on.
Agreed 100%. And you must have an incredible coach. So, John, I know you're on and you're trying to kind of help show those deals. If you two want to kind of take over the conversation, because I know you've been helping some of these, but I also want you to kind of show and or Jennifer kind of what you have here, where your leads are, and everyone who's kind of catching up to where she was talking about how these leads, you can quite literally place them. New lead came in, offer needs to be made in contract, in escrow, in dispo. You can move it around like a scrum board, I guess is the best way uh you could probably make an analogy, but this is Jen's Rocketly. And so I know a handful of you were saying, where's she getting the leads? She's getting the leads, right? You're running Facebook ads to your website, correct?
Yes, which actually Rocketly does all of it for you. They figure out which ads to run and they set everything up. and basically I just connect my credit card to it. And of course, you can tweak them and do whatever you want to them. But I did, I just wanted the leads to come in and then I figure stuff out later. So it really works out for me that I don't have to overthink how the leads are going to start coming into me. They do it all for you. And then they kind of just um, populate all of your leads and conversations and opportunities.
Yeah. And so what you guys are kind of seeing is John's going through some of the opportunities and going through the communication within Rocket League. John, do you want to kind of talk about what you're walking through right now, just so people can?
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, my thing's moving a little slow. So let me just close out a couple browsers right here because I've been rocking all day. So yeah, we're in the seller leads pipeline right here. So, when the lead gets captured or they fill out a form, they're going to be right here. And then, Jen, do you have the active Rocket bot or are you doing it manually right now? You're
So
manually doing
I do have the Rocket bot, but I do it manually, even though I do have the bot. You have to go in and turn it on, but I like to do my initial outreach myself.
Love it. Love it. That is cool. That's probably speaking to the consistency that you're bringing to it to get these results. So here are the people that fill out the form. And it looks like you're engaging with the engaged leads as well, manually as well, correct?
Yes, I even do the ones that, lead detector leads that I also have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I give them an email or a phone number, but sometimes that isn't 100% accurate information. Like Rocket League is definitely more accurate.
Love it. So offers made right over here, Justin. And then when she drags it over to here, the automation takes place. That's where like the ringless voicemail, direct mailer, Facebook retargeting will then go out, which brings them back here until she puts them under contract. And then they kind of end up here in this pipeline, the dispositions pipeline, where her job is just to click and drag it over until it gets closed, passed off, assigned, sold, so on and so forth. So
So
that's what it
what was the stories of the sellers that you contracted and then have already sold? What's the seller stories there?
So one of the sellers is because I always try to figure out what is the best scenario for the seller. If the best scenario is for them to list with an agent, I'll tell them that they should go list with an agent
Sure.
because I'm not here just to make money. I'm here to change people's lives, right? So with this one seller, he's a Vietnam vet. Um, he has some health issues. He didn't really want to deal with putting it on the market. But it's funny, he happened to buy a house contingent upon selling his house. So I was honored and yet completely, oh my gosh, we're under the gun and I have to make this happen. So I said, no problem. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take care of this for you. I thought the price was fair. It was in an interesting market called Foley, Alabama, which is actually really more probably a Florida market than an Alabama market because it's more coastal.
Yep.
Um, and it was basically a couple weeks, no buyers, no bites, nothing. And then the third week we had four buyers go look at it, and we got the contract all wrapped up. And now it's in the closing table. We're going to close in 2 weeks.
Love that. Love that. And the buyer, did you do a JV or did you find the buyer? Where do you find the buyer?
So right now, since I am the one person party, I
Yeah.
I enjoy the seller conversation. I like the connecting. I like the helping. I like the warm and fuzzy. So I hand it off to
Good.
a dispo team.
And
Uh,
by the way, just for most people who are sitting there, that is a very reasonable thing for someone to do. So, Jen, you are unique, right? I am unique. John Kirk is unique. We enjoy and are good at sales. We enjoy relating to people. We enjoy listening to people. We enjoy trying to add value and help. It is it is an, I don't want to say inherited per se, but like That is just something innate about us. Not all people are in the same ways. So a lot of times people would rather be, you know, Barrett in our community on the other side of this, where they're just working with the buyers. They don't have
Mhm.
to come up with all this stuff. They don't have to listen to the sellers. They're just like, hey, let me just bring you a buyer. And for you guys out there that are more like Jen and like sales or good at it or like to talk to people, relatable, then you may not want to do both sides of the coin. And why I say that is because instead of working on her second deal, Jen was able to really hand her first deal off to someone else to find the buyer, which that happened. And then she was able to focus on her second deal. And if she stays focused on the revenue generating activities, then she can actually make more money than if she were just to take the one deal and then have to go scramble and figure out how to find the buyer and are they the real buyer and putting it all together. Well, yeah, it still generates revenue as long as she can do it. But her strong suit is actually what we're talking about. She's good at this. She likes this. She enjoys offering value and help to sellers. So staying in that seat and doing a rev share, a JV agreement, a split to the other person, I would tell you is the smartest thing you could do because of your personality trait. Now you don't have to worry about dealing with that part. You just need to go get more leads. You need to go get, you know, you're bringing in leads through your website. Your website's bringing in leads through Facebook marketing. Do more, right? Because then you just say, hey, if this made me, you know, 10 grand, then how do I do 3 of these a month? And I think you're going to feel a whole lot better, right? And you already
Right.
have 30 right now.
And I don't mind splitting the 10 grand where I just make half of whatever it is that we make, because I'm all about creating the bigger pie and everyone gets to eat. And it just, I don't know, it flows better, I think, instead of like coming from a place of scarcity, like, oh, I need all of that. I'm not going to get another deal. There's tons of deals out there. I need to focus on what I'm good
Keep
at.
preaching, girl. Keep preaching. There are. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people in our space, in the real estate investing space, they have a very difficult time in their mindset. They have a very, um, uh, I'm blanking on the word right now, but almost like a victim mentality, like, oh, my city is too difficult, or my marketing doesn't work, or the market this, and they start to point fingers about why it all can't happen, right? But having an abundant mindset, having a victor mindset, you realize there is a lot out there. There are a lot. There's no way that I can do as many deals as I do personally, Justin Colby, if there's no deals out there. It's just I have a process I run. There's no way Jen can go get these 3 deals if there's no deals out there. Because it's not like she's been done this for 20 years as a real estate investor. And so I'll tell all of you out there, if you think it's something like your market, the interest rates, the economy, then you will fail. You're just not going to make it because you're going to allow yourself to think that way and you will be right. You're going to you are going to find reasons to make yourself right because it feels better. But if you're like me or Jen or John Kirk, you know that there's a bountiful, it is abundant the amount of opportunities out there, right? For us to go find. We just have to go do the work and don't make excuses. Jen, you just said, I think you said you out of the gate, you contracted 6 or 8 or 9 or something deals
Mhm.
that didn't do anything, right? Like
Yeah.
you didn't analyze it right. The numbers were off. It kind of fell flat, right? You had to back out of them. You can
Yeah, they
eat
were
this.
mostly location based, or the homeowner owned too much on the property, or there's a lot of drug issues in some rural areas in America right now. So I ran into that like 3 times.
Yep,
So, but that was all part of my learning curve.
yep, yep. And so, as John's kind of whipping through your Rocketly, I think he's cleaning up. He's doing that. You're cleaning for
Oh,
you, girl.
good. I was saying I needed to do some house cleaning. Thank you.
And this
Um,
is the other one it looks like as well.
is this the other deal that you did in Anderson, South Carolina? That's a gorgeous deal.
Thank you.
Good for you. What did you contract that one for? Do you
140, and then
remember?
we got 154.
Wow,
Nice.
14, geez. Amazing.
Love it. Good for you.
24,000 signing fees. It's amazing.
Where is Anderson, South Carolina? I don't even know. Um, I just like brick built homes. I mean, they're just as solid as it gets. Just as, nice little community.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Greenville is the closest bigger city. Yeah. Cool. Love that. Good for you. Couldn't be prouder of you. And so all told, right? I know we got off to a little rocky start on this training, but all told, um, 2 deals contracted, sold to buyers, haven't officially closed escrow, but sold earnest money in a third deal you just contracted when?
Today. Today,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Where's
which
that
was
one?
super fun. It is in Temple, Texas.
Okay, cool. And so you are doing all this business virtually,
Yep.
not in your own backyard. You're in the Bay Area.
Yep. San
You're
Francisco. Yep.
doing it through your online presence with your website, Facebook ads, and Rocketly.
Yep. That's it.
And you are underwriting and analyzing through what? Zillow, REI Lead Machine. What are you comping with?
Yeah. So I comp with Zillow.
Yeah.
I use Redfin. I guess no one else uses Redfin, but I like to go there. But I never hear anyone say Redfin. But I use Zillow, Redfin. Privy's tough because Privy doesn't necessarily pull up everywhere. Um, so Privy doesn't necessarily work for me all the time unless you're in a slam dunk city that they're actually really in.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a fair amount of underwriting in Texas,
Sure.
the non-disclosure state. So
I want
is
to do
city.
Propelio. Propelio is a
Yeah,
great resource in Texas.
that's what in Kansas City is another place that I have a deal, and I have another deal, a creative deal with seller finance that I also have that's not in Rocketly, but that's also another non-disclosure state. So these non-disclosure states are a little bit harder to underwrite. And what I learned to do is take intuition guess and just get it contracted and figure it out.
You must have a great coach. You must just have a great coach. And
I
listen, I
do.
don't want to, and I don't want to take all the credit. Quite frankly, John Kirk has been amazing for the entire community, and I know he pours his heart and soul into this entire community. So, John Kirk, you get a big up for that for sure. Um, but that is correct. You guys got to get close enough. Get it contracted. You don't need perfect. Get it close enough. So we do have a question, if you don't mind asking, how long on Rocketly did it take to secure your first contract? Now, I don't know if the answer is going to be totally correct. So like you contracted 6 or 7 or 8 out of the gate. So like,
But that wasn't through Rocket League. That was through
okay,
Privy,
okay.
and
So how long did
I
it
was
take you
doing
for
on market
Rocketly?
deals. Yeah, I
Once
can answer
Rocketly was
that.
up, say it
Yeah,
again.
I could totally answer that. No
Go.
problem. So my Rocketly has been really up and running like maybe 5 weeks now. So I would say 5 weeks, but I will say that I found in this game 60 days really gives you traction because it's all about the follow up. I'm a relentless follow up person, which is probably why I succeed so well. And Rocketly helps me organize, but really, I also have a little running spreadsheet of people that I'm like, I got to follow up with these people. And I just follow up with them, leave them voicemails, send them text messages. One lady that I actually have contracted, she was in the hospital, and I text her, how you doing? Are you feeling better? Nothing to do with real estate. I genuinely cared. She was in the hospital. And then when she got out, I said, how are you feeling? She's like, I'm back home. I said, oh, thank goodness. I'm glad you're feeling okay. And then I waited a couple days later. Then I asked her, do you still need help? Can I still help you?
I love
And
that. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is, you have a long history of being successful within business, right? And so there's some things that we don't have time to go into, but understanding salesmanship in a way that most people don't. Most people think it's a hardcore sale, they take it or leave it, buy now, whatever. But what you're talking about is nurturing the relationship to the point of actually getting something to happen because you actually care about the relationship, not about just getting the sale right then and right there. That is why you're able to do that. So that's really important. We have another question about ad spend. How much have you spent on Facebook to get these deals? Do you know?
Yeah, great question. I do know the answer. It's about $35 a day.
And so you've done this now. It took you about how long? 30 days?
Yeah, like 30
45
days,
days?
maybe 5 weeks. There is, if you're a little short on cash and you want to see results, Pete, the godfather of Rocketly, he basically he has these office hours every morning, and he taught the group that you can toggle an off button. So let's say you only want to hit Thursday through Sunday because that's, people like to be on Facebook more on those days because you're just concerned about your budget. You toggle the off button and then you can control your ad spend a little bit better because if you actually time it on Facebook, they'll charge you more money.
Yep. Yep. So here, and I know we're running a little over relative to what I was hoping for. And so, Jen, I really appreciate you. Now, here's what I would tell all of you watching this. If you'd want an actual deep dive into Rocketly and you want to see it for yourself and how this all works and how is she doing Facebook ads and what does her website look like and how does the lead come over and then how does the communication start and how does the AI bot start working and how does the email automation, all of this we didn't even have time to get to tonight, right? So go to, I asked John Kirk privately if he would do some private one-on-one consultations, and he said he would. So all you have to do is go to rocketly.ai, rocketly, rocketly.ai, and book a demo. Say schedule a demo. So red button. And you will actually be able to get on a Zoom call directly one-on-one with John so he can actually show you all the things that Jennifer's doing, where their leads are coming from, all the kind of the granular detail. And he will do that for you guys. So if you're watching this live, I would tell you to go to rocketly.ai. The link is right there. John put it right there. And then the question about does Rocketly come with a coach? Yes, it does. Yes, it does come with a coach, or coaching, I should say, in service calls. So, and I forgot who asked that. Issa. Yes, it does. So I'd highly encourage you book a call. John will be able to tell you all about how we have these calls each and every week. They come with um, coaching calls or customer care calls, customer service calls, sales calls. Just it. We want to make sure you guys are successful in the same way Jennifer has been. And so, again, for the evening, I know you could be with your kiddos, Jen. So thank you so much for spending some time with me and in helping the community out. John, thank you for jumping on, helping us out. Both of us technology wizards, me and Jen. Thank you for jumping in, brother, and helping out. And thank you for offering some of your private time for people to go to rocketly.ai and in scheduling a demo. So Issa, I would go schedule a demo right now. For all of you guys still on, enjoy your night. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.